So I wanted to take a moment of before we start the Blonde Bombshell Belief questions that I've written down and expand on what happened today. My grandmother had what we thought was locked bowels, and my mom had come up and given her an enema. I cannot talk tonight. And that did not work. So they went out to the emergency department because our nurse Debbie from Dr. Michael's office had called and said that it was definite necessary that she goes out there, and only to find out that she's got a urinary tract infection. Her blood pressure was low. Her white blood cells was very low. They were talking about at one point she might need a blood transfusion. It's a very scary time. However, when I got off at 7 o'clock, there was no IV in her. She was sitting there eating her meal on a regular meal, and the nurse was like, yeah, she's going home tomorrow. So I don't know yet all the details. We'll just have to wait it out and see. Let's hope and pray for the best here. Now, enough of that. Let's do some Dear Bombshells. Dear Bombshell, how was your Halloween? Well, obviously, it was slightly disappointing. I didn't dress up. My grandpa asked me not to. So we didn't have a contest at work this year either. So there was really no point in me dressing up unless I did it for the kids, and it was extremely cold. My dress would have been beautiful had it been a little bit warmer, but it was very low cut, and it was just not appropriate to wear on a very cold night. My Prince Charming didn't show up. I don't know where he went to. Was looking forward to seeing him possibly, but that's another story. Dear Bombshell, this is my first Thanksgiving with my boyfriend's family. Do you think it would be okay to bring bring a dish to the family gathering? If so, what should I bring? I would say you want to ask his family, see if there's something you can bring, and that would definitely get on the good side of his parents, and be like, okay, you know what, I can make this and this and this. How about I bring something? And offer it. Put it out there. A helping hand is always a welcome hand. Remember that. Dear Bombshell, I'm writing to you because, well, I want my family to get along and fall in love with my gal. However, she reminds me of you. No offense. She is a little on a restricted diet. Well, a lot on a restricted diet. She works out a lot, and I think that will be a problem with my family. You see, we enjoy the holidays. We go all out with side dishes, ham, turkey, tons of desserts. Please suggest how I can get my gal and the family that I love so dearly to coexist. I really see a future with her. Help. There is nothing wrong with being on a restricted diet. There is nothing wrong with working out. I would say that's not a problem. That's a bonus for her health and well-being. It's great that your family enjoys the holiday. And I don't like to encourage extra eating on holidays, because to me that's extra time to work out. But one thing I've learned is guys don't like women who don't eat. And guys don't like to be around women who don't eat. So you might here's my suggestion for her, and I hope you play the video for her. I would say get a plate, put just a spoonful of everything, teaspoonful of everything on your plate. That way you have a sample of everything that is at that family gathering, and no one's feelings is hurt. And if they say, oh, did you try that? You can say honestly, oh, yes, I did, and it was delicious, even if it's something that you don't like. A teaspoon is better than no spoon. Remember that. Dear Bombshell, this is my first Thanksgiving with my man, and he has an adorable little girl who is under the age of 12. However, this is the problem. We get along fine when Daddy is home. The moment Daddy leaves the house, she turns into a holy terror. Any suggestions? Well, my first question is, have you told Daddy about her behavior? My second question is, You want to try and be her friend. You don't want to be a parent because you're not her mom. You can't take the mom's spot. But you want to see what's going on to cause the problem so you can work together to fix it. And the best way to do that is act like the friend. And then, of course, you are the parent when daddy's not around and mommy's not around. Of course, you're wanting to get to know them and not get on their bad side, but still remember the authoritative figure has got to be in there as well as a friend figure. So get the two together and work with it. Dear Bombshell, do you have any recipes you can share for Thanksgiving? Well, Thanksgiving is vastly approaching, and every year when we have it at home, which I'm hoping this year we go to Cracker Barrel because I am so not in the mood for a family gathering. I would say my Watergate salad, simple, easy. Get a box of instant pistachio pudding, 1 container of Cool Whip. I use chopped walnuts. You don't have to, though. And then you take crushed pineapple and you stir it all up and put it in the refrigerator overnight. The next day, wham, you have something easy to serve. And that's my favorite. Dear Bombshell, I really want to ask this girl out. However, she has made it no secret that she's still madly in love with her ex-boyfriend. My situation is I want to ask her out, but yet I don't want to be second best to this ex. How can I overcome her past? Is there any way to see a future? Help. I would say if she's made it very clear that the ex is still maybe not around, but let's say you're on a date or she lets you take her on a date and she sees the ex, and I can understand what your fear is. You're worried that she would just automatically leave you for her ex, who she's obviously still cares for. I would say there's really no way to help her move on. She's got to make that decision if she does want to move on. So the answer to that question is, as much as you want to ask her out, maybe she should be talking with her ex and not you. I hate to say it, but that looks like the suggestion. Dear Bombshell, I own a Harley, and my girl, well, she says she won't ride it with me because she hates the Harley. How can I convince her that it's safe to go anywhere with me, especially on my Harley? That's a safety issue, and even though with a helmet and holding on tight to you, I'm sure she has a concern of maybe falling off the back, or maybe she's known somebody who's gotten in a motorcycle wreck. It's more of a comfort level. You'd have to talk it out with her and just see how you can make her comfortable. What more can you do to possibly go out of your way to make her see that the ride is your ride? And just if it's definitely a vehicle that you plan on having for life, and you want her to be your wife, then you've got to make the two merge. Dear Bombshell, I love my husband dearly. This is the first year he wants to spend it at home, not with his parents and not with mine, but he even wants me to cook, and I'm so scared. Help. Well, sometimes you've just got to grab the bull by the horns. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. If he doesn't want to go to the parents and he doesn't want to go to either one of them, then you know what? You can have two choices. You can learn how to cook, or Cracker Barrel's open. Probably Denny's. I'm not for sure here in town, but make some calls around and see what restaurants is open. And if you don't want to do it, then there's always the restaurant. And that is a suggestion you might take to the bank. Dear Bombshell, I have baby fever. I've been married to my husband for 5 years. We have put our careers first. Do you think it's too late to focus on a baby of our own? It is never too late to focus on a baby of your own. Look at Hoda from the Today Show. She's adopting, or adopted, I should say. And I believe if you have love and you have the ability to finance the love, then by all means, share the love and make the world a better place. Dear Bombshell, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? My job, my health, my animals, but most of all, my grandma from coming back with us. May 28th of this year is a day that will go down into our history. That is the worst day ever, where she was non-responsive. By the grace of God, we got her back. And it really put things into perspective. Life is short. Make every moment count. She says that she came back to watch me get married and have my kids, but with Mr. CB. If there's one thing I wish I could do, I wish I could shake some sense into him and just make him see that we were meant to be. But I'm scared to death to pick up the phone or text him and say, hey, talk to me. And my only way to reach out to him is these YouTube videos. Like he's going to watch, because when we went on our date, even though he had Googled me, he said he never watched YouTube that much. Which now I find out he's got a YouTube channel. So it's kind of weird that he wouldn't watch YouTube if he's got a YouTube channel. But I don't know what the future holds. Only God does. And only God can help in this situation. In all situations. I'm going to turn it over to him, and I'm going to be grateful for my family. I'm going to be grateful for everyone in my family. I'm going to hope and pray the rest of this year, which right now with Grandma being in the hospital, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping and I'm praying that she makes it home with no problems tomorrow. That this is just an overnight stay for observation, like they said. And then from here on out, life improves greatly. I want to send some shout outs. One of my friends is in a tractor right now, and I talked to him briefly, Dusty Rhodes. Hope that he's doing well. I told him, it's getting too cold out there and I'm scared for pneumonia, so I hope he gets to feeling better. Another one of my friends, guy friends, I will call him Mr. Headache. He's a nice guy, but I was bluntly honest with him this week, and I said that I couldn't see a future if Mr. CB was around. So I took that one question from him, so I'm being honest. And that's all I've got to say tonight. So put my grandma in your prayers, please. And if I don't see you before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. May all of you remember to do one thing, and that's when you sit down at that Thanksgiving table for that one meal, I want you to turn your cell phones off, and I want you to go around the table, and I want you to say, okay, this is what I'm thankful for. This is why I'm blessed. This is why I'm grateful. Those 3 words can really make you put things into perspective. Don't take anything or anyone for granted. Love is patient, love is kind. Remember that. God bless.